So this happened. Before I start, do not go into harass or give this person any attention. They don't. People can be people. I don't give a shit. They can be whoever they want to be. Do not attack them. If you do, please don't be on my channel. I don't want people like that here. But here we go. So this is talking about how Amanda Winley literally admitted to roasting Vic Mignogna. Not like it really matters, it's video footage of it. This is so cringy, unprofessional, and immature, but I guess it's the only way for Amanda Winley to be relevant. This person responds with, "Yet you laugh along when Nick says worse on his streams." I'm sorry, I don't think Nick says worse in his streams than what she said. And I say that because Nick calls people a bitch. Amanda Winley said fucker. What else did she say? I don't know. She said a bunch of things. I need to point out, Nick Raheda doesn't say half as much as she does. So, yeah, moving on. Because there was evidence to support it. I don't laugh at people losing their jobs, however, Kick Vic sure does. The only evidence Nicholas finds is whatever is inside his drunken pea brain after watching too much Law & Order, and I said, video evidence of Amanda kissing minors without consent exists. Evidence is evidence. Words aren't. I think it should have been words. Yeah, words aren't. I'm about to say words isn't, but it is words aren't. Okay. Have fun debating video proof. Something Kick Vic lacks. And I swear to God, if they say there is, if you say there is video proof of Vic admitting to he pulled hair, provide video with audio, I dare you. And I say that because people were posting this gif of Vic, doing a pulling motion with a smile on his face. Let me point out, that was not him saying that he pulled their hair. If you look at the actual evidence with audio, because they didn't have audio on that gif, if you add the original audio to it, it's him saying it wasn't like a pulling. I put my fingers through her hair and, and it's not harassment or, anything like that if you're friends and complimenting someone's hair. I am sorry, by definition, that is not what that is. Anyways, maybe a bit handsy, but it's not harassment if you're complimenting someone's hair and you don't intend for it to be harassment, you know what I mean? Anyways, and people were posting around the gift without audio of him saying that it wasn't like this, that's why he's smiling in that clip, but instead they said he was admitting to pulling their hair. No, he said he put his hands in her hair, because, Lemoyne, I think it was Lemoyne, wasn't it? Yeah, Lemoyne was just like, but did you put your fingers in her, did you put your hands in your hair? He goes, yes, sir. After he at first said, I did not pull her hair. And he goes, but did you put your hands in her hair? And he goes, yes, sir. So he didn't admit to pulling her hair. He admitted to putting his fingers. Anyways, point is, people were posting that gif around. There has been. You are the one not seeing it, and I'm sure no one gives a shit about people like that. Would love the whole evidence is evidence, words aren't, LOL. And I said provide it. No videos, no victory. Sorry. You can claim that there's evidence, but you have to supply it. I'll supply mine if you want. No victory, Lamau. Yeah, my next response comes with it. Wrong evidence, but okay. I was talking about the video, not this, because this isn't evidence. This is just what's happened. Also, appeals. That's all I'm gonna say. And sorry, but is your name on the list? Jamie, Monica, Ron, and Funny. No, I don't see your name on the list. Nor do I see Kick Vic. So, if not, it doesn't look like you will be winning anything. Kick Vic wins literally nothing. For the record, I used to be Kick Vic, but I hate your methods. So, I've mentioned this on my channel before. I used to be a Kick Vic member. I wasn't very vocal about it back in February, which is when I started this whole thing. Actually, no, the moment the allegations came out, I was just, looking into it. I didn't even have an opinion at first. And then I chose to be Kick Vic because, I felt betrayed. But then I felt like I betrayed the person who I looked up to because, I believed the internet with a lack of evidence. And after seeing that most of the evidence that was out back then was false, and, people had proven that it was false, I really couldn't trust it. That's why I became I Stand With Vic. And I'm very vocal about it now because I felt like I betrayed the person who I looked up to for many years by not believing in him and instead believing on the first shots that were fired, which is actually true. The majority of the time when the first shot is fired, people already have their mind made up. First impressions. Anyways. Hello, keep telling yourself you used to be Kick Vic. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Are you saying I wasn't Kick Vic? Okay, I need to put this out now. On Facebook, I even mentioned I was Kick Vic. Anyone who I don't think anyone was really friends. I think actually Brenda was friends with me on Facebook back then, but he never really paid attention because he only used Messenger. Back then, I used to be a Kick Vic member, and I mentioned it on Facebook I think twice. I don't remember how many exactly. It was once or twice. But I mentioned Vic Mignogna twice when I was a Kick Vic member, and I said I was Kick Vic. And, yeah, this person doubts I was Kick Vic. I'm sorry, like, you would know better than me. Funny how you ignore the I Stand With Vic methods, which are, but not limited to, harassment at cons, nick-making vile insults based on people's disabilities and looks, death and rape threats towards the victims, etc., etc., Let me point out, I haven't seen any death or rape threats. I don't know who does rape threats. I'm sorry, that's a weird thing to threaten, but okay. Anyways, and I also haven't seen any, insults on disabilities, except for maybe the schizophrenia part on Amanda Wynn Lee. But to be honest, it doesn't help that she doesn't take her meds. And this isn't even a meme here. She legit doesn't take her meds. So she's walking into that on her own. I'm not condoning making fun of it. Obviously not. I mean, I have ADHD and bipolar, anxiety, depression, OCD, slight amount of OCD, not much, thank God. I'm already a bit too all over the place as it is. What else do I have? There's one other thing. I'm on the spectrum for autism, but just so low on the spectrum that it really doesn't count as autism, which is a weird thing to actually be a thing, I guess. My mom had me tested, and apparently I do have autism, but such a low version of it that it's just like, yeah, you're on the spectrum, but we're not going to diagnose you with autism. I'm like, what? How does that work? Anyways, for anyone who doesn't know, I have all those things, and I also need to point out, I do take action against people who use those kind of methods. Like, I don't care who you are. I don't care if I'm on the same side as you. The methods are what I gave up on Kick Vic for. Like, that's the whole point of this. Anyways, also, Nick doesn't really make vile insults, to be honest. Like, he doesn't really do too much. I've seen his streams, I've watched all his stuff. He's really not that bad. I mean, he made fun of Lemoyne's voice a lot, but, I mean, who wouldn't? I'm sorry, but who wouldn't? Also, Ron Toye, yeah, he has a voice that's memeable. It's not made to be made fun of, it's just a memeable voice. It's just a fact. I'm sorry. Voices like that are very memeable. And that's not me making fun of it. I think memes are great. I don't think it's an insult. Just because they have a cool voice or a weird voice doesn't mean that it's bad. I mean, everyone has their own voice. Deal with it. Anyways. Harassment at cons. I don't know any cases of harassment at cons. I legit don't know of any of those. I know Kick Vic actually harassed people at cons. Actually, Kick Vic has been telling people not to invite Vic Mignogna to cons. But I have seen, like, one person, I kid you not, one person tell a convention to hire, to make a contract with Vic to come in and be a guest at a convention. But they didn't threaten. They legit said, well, it'd be a better way for you to gain business. Like, no joke. If you guys see the lines at smaller, like, just local businesses that normally are very small and just very low, kind of under the radar kind of things, if you see the lines for those, Vic's milkshake brings the boys to the yard. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just kidding. But obviously. Anyways. Also, I need to point out, a lot of Kick Vic makes fun of disabilities. The voice for Boo from Dragon Ball Z, he legit made fun of autism and ADHD, which, like I said, I have both. Not a huge fan of those. those kind of people. But I mean, whatever. I take pride in my ADHD, to be honest. And the autism, I don't really, I don't really take part. I don't feel any sort of autism, so it's like, if it doesn't affect me, why do I care? If he's attacking me with it, I do care that he attacks other people with those kind of insults. Making fun of people's disabilities is not okay, and honestly, I don't see anyone making fun of disabilities except for Amanda Winley getting harassed, or not even harassed, but having her schizophrenia made fun of, because it is a major key factor in how she acts. That's not even just making fun of it, that's just a fact. Schizophrenia makes you kind of all over the place, and, it doesn't help when you don't take your meds, and you do drink a lot. And I'm not memeing here. She has been known to drink a lot. If you don't like it, too bad, it's a fact. I've seen both sides do it. What's your point? I was Kicked Vic until I saw Kicked Vic falsified evidence claim this is for victims, in which I am one and 100% don't appreciate being helped by attacking others and encouraging harassment. Vic says to show kindness. I was Kicked Vic and regret it. I've seen both sides to it, but at the end you still side with an abuser over his victims. For the record, you have several tweets that are verbally abusive, so you ain't saying either, pal, and I'll get into the other stuff in a moment. Neither are you, technically no one is, and I said true, except I don't swear at people just because they see things differently. They have. They have. Yeah, swearing, that's the issue here, I roll. Also, I have reported your harassment tweets. Don't worry, I've reported all harassments I see. Kick Vic and I stand with Vic. Harassment is never acceptable. Oh no, I'm shaking. Thank you for admitting you're targeting me. And I said, excuse me? I said, I'm not targeting. I report anything inappropriate. I just said I report I stand with Vic as well. And they said, would you like me? And I said, would you like me to target you? Then you'll see the difference if it helps. If it helps. Thank you for those 2 tweets. That will be of use to Twitter. I said, I asked a question. I specifically said, I'm not targeting you. And they check the entire context. So, hi Twitter. Hope you agree that I'm just asking a question. You just threatened me with it. They will see that too. I didn't threaten you with anything. I don't know where you saw a threat in there. I asked if you'd like to be targeted. That's a question, not a threat. We will let Twitter decide. And I said, alright, you didn't understand what targeting was, so I offered to show you. You could have said no, and I obviously wouldn't target you. However, me reporting things that violate Twitter isn't targeting. It's me doing what a responsible person would. I protect people being attacked. And this person said, I'd appreciate it if you could untag me. And I completely forgot that, threads involve everyone. But let's go into the other... Actually, let's go to these first. So I said that one, and then... This one, okay. Harassment and verbal abuse, yes, it is a problem, but at least you don't deny being childish. Do you call it out with I stand with Vic? I thought so. I mean, yeah, you did think so, because I do. If you meant to say I thought not, then no, you're stupid. And Vic's latest video warrants a few swears, calling his victims sick and saying he hopes they get a taste. And then, of course, follows that up with of what they dish out. I'm sorry, but did you watch it? Obviously not. He said nothing of the sort. And like I said, I'd call out all inappropriate behavior, even if I'm on the same side. God damn it. I should say I'm on the same side. God damn it. Yes, I did. And he said what he said. I'd recommend you check it again. I just watched the clip. What are they dishing out? Lies? So if it's lies, he hopes karma shows them what it's like to be accused of something false. That's what he said. Karma is cruel, a cruel mistress, but we learn from our own consequences. They aren't lies if they are true. So what are they dishing out? Because if it's truth, how is Vic saying he hopes people say the truth bad? This is so, people take things out of context. They kick Vic in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. This person is spinning the whole context around to say, oh, Vic wants them to be harassed, like he's being harassed. No, he wants people who are claiming to be victims to basically harm someone else, to harm Vic and his career, to understand what it's like and learn from their own consequences, which is, I'm sorry, how karma works. I'm sorry, if he said he wishes that they didn't have to experience it, sorry, but that's not how the world works, okay? And also, he's not known to lie, okay? He's not going to lie and say, no, I don't want karma to ever teach them how to be a better person. No. Consequences are our main way to learn, okay? Like, that's constructive criticism from others, a lot of the time in the form of, people not being too kind or gentle with us. That's kind of a fact, sadly. And our own natural consequences of our choices, those are two ways that we have to learn for ourselves and, adapt. Be able to improve on how we choose to make decisions. That's just a fact. And if we aren't going to be called out for that, then I'm sorry. We're not going to change. Period. So, obviously, Vic wants them to understand that what they're doing is wrong. And sometimes the only way for that to happen is for them to experience it themselves. If you don't like it too damn bad, that's how the world works, bitch. And yes, I called him a bitch. Deal with it. That's the same thing, okay. Scroll up. Okay. Okay, this one. Never said I was, but dealing with people like you who stand with abusers doesn't exactly fill me with pretty flowers and sunshine. Once again, I don't see a reason to believe rumors. Sorry, deal with it. He responds with, don't have to deal with anything. And I responded with, you just said it. I don't get how you could forget what you just said. Dealing with people like you who stand with abusers doesn't exactly fill me with pretty flowers and sunshine. You see that? See that word right there? Dealing, right there. Dealing with people like you. So, don't have to deal with anything. Apparently you do. And then there's all that. What was this one? Oh, and here's the other thing I mentioned. Sorry, but there's no proof he abused anyone. Therefore, I side with the accused until he's proven to be guilty. And I'm sorry, I don't believe in rumors. That's the whole point of what originally happened. I believed rumors on the internet, and now I feel horrible because I didn't get the whole thing. I listened to lies, and look, they were proven to be lies. It's not even me just saying that they were lies because I don't believe them. No, they were proven to be lies. Anime News Network used a photo of a girl who fully gave consent and her mother gave consent, and yet they twisted it as if it was her. They even said that she was a minor who was basically forced into that scenario, when she specifically came out and said, no, this is me, I gave consent, and so did my mother. Like, I'm sorry, but that's a lie. Kicked Vic also photoshopping images, which those are proven to be photoshopped. First of all, they were pretty badly photoshopped in the first place, but that's irrelevant to this. Anyways, the point is, they've done so many lies and falsehoods. I can't support it. Why the hell would I support lies? That's why I became I Stand With Vic. Because I don't see any lies on this side. I mean, yeah, no, I have to point out right now, I see a lot of lies on both sides. But Kicked Vic is known for their lies. I Stand With Vic is known for standing up. Now, I'll admit, there's negatives on both sides. That's just a fight in general. It's a war, that's a battle, that's everything. But overall, it's just, it doesn't make sense that this person is in denial. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. For them, it probably makes sense. But there's evidence against Kicked Vic. There's no evidence against Vic. Testimonies are not evidence, okay? Because they're just rumors. They're speculation. That's all they are until you add evidence to prove they are true. And unfortunately, in a case like this, Vic has to prove that they aren't true, which is pretty much impossible. You can't prove something isn't true. I mean, at least not all of this. Like, there's so many rumors out there that it's physically impossible for him to prove all of them. Ooh, so not a couple of zero. Sorry, that was a cool. I want to watch that video in a moment. Vic cannot prove that he's innocent via all these testimonies. Like, there's so many testimonies out there that he can't prove all of them wrong. He just can't. There's no physical way to do it. Even if he was guilty and he was trying to disprove them, even if he's innocent and trying to disprove them, he can't. There's too many out there, and he can't prove they're all wrong. Now, the ones with Jamie Markey, Monica Rial, yada, 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 yeah, those he can probably disprove, but even then, he has to prove that they were done purposefully as lies, that the people knew they were not true, and that the people did it in order to harm his career. He can't prove what someone else's intentions are, and it's very hard to do so unless he finds secret messages of them all conspiring together in one little chat, like, hey, yeah, let's lie about him here. Like, you really can't prove that it was all just rumors. You can't. It's just physically impossible, even if he is completely innocent. Hypothetically, even if he is innocent, he can't prove it. So I see no reason to stand with Kick Vic when they only make up evidence, and I don't trust any of the evidence. You give all the evidence a bad reputation when you falsify one piece of evidence, let alone hundreds. I'm gonna end this video here. I do need to point out, if I do get banned on Twitter, I'm sorry, but Twitter has some problems. I asked a question. I asked a simple question. So, I mean, I could just delete the tweet. I could, actually. Yeah, actually, I could. I could delete the tweet because apparently, they think it's targeting. Might as well just delete it. I'll actually do that because, they might as well already... they already think they won, so it won't change anything if I just go give them another victory, right? No, I really won't, to be honest, but I just... People like this confuse me. They don't even upset me, they just confuse me. The confusion is what pisses me off, to be honest. I don't understand how someone can be in such denial and verbally abuse people. This person has sworn at people, and he's said, I hate this fucking asshole, to several people about Vic Mignogna. Like, I'm sorry if you don't like him. But you're verbally harassing people. You're acting like a complete child. And I don't understand it. I just don't. I will never support harassment. Which is why any of you who go harass this person, expect yourself just gone. I don't ever want you near my channel again. I don't appreciate harassment of any sort. I'm sorry if you like my content, but I mean, obviously I can't stop you from watching my content. It's kind of impossible for YouTubers to do. But please, 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 do not even give this person attention, okay? Watch the video and then leave them alone. This is just Kick Vic in a nutshell. They redirect all these evidence against them. They push it off onto someone else, and then they basically come out with all these harassment. You guys can tell I'm just confused right now. I don't understand how someone can be this... childish, immature. I don't know what else to call it, okay? I'm in the video now. Bye, everyone.